Alright, folks. Getting the old farm truck ready to roll here. As you can see, there's oil all over the floor. I made a mess. I changed the engine oil and filter, air filter. And then that puddle right there is from my front differential. Put oil in it, and it was fine overnight. And I came out the next morning and there's a puddle of oil underneath it. The actuator that locks the front axle together, it's leaking around that. But it's going to have to leak for right now because I don't have time to fix that little issue. And basically, I'm not going to pull it apart right now because I might be buying a posi lock setup for this. I've been having problems for the last 2 years getting it to go into four-wheel drive. You'll pull the lever back and it'll take about 10 minutes and then all of a sudden it slams together. Well, I wonder if maybe it wasn't low on oil and that was causing it, so I'm going to run it this coming week and see if it goes in, if it kicks into four-wheel drive better. Maybe it was just because it was low on oil, I don't know. It took over a quart of oil in the front diff, and then I topped off the back diff. That took about a quarter to half a quart, so it was a little low. But I also drained all the oil out of the transmission, filled him back up with oil. This truck has really been neglected since before I bought it, and I change oil in it once a year. It really only gets a couple thousand miles put on a year, so I usually do the oil change every spring, and in my mind it's still spring, I guess. But anyway, so I got all the oil and stuff changed. Antifreeze level's good. Put a new air filter in them for the year. I always put a new one in every spring, even if it doesn't look bad, I just put a new one in. This truck's gonna haul close to 1,000 big square bales this summer, so I just put a new filter in it. Yeah, this is the old Royal 5924 valve. But she still gets the job done. But the project I'm on today, as you can see here, I have a piece of exhaust pipe and two clamps. Oh yeah, I put U-joints in the rear axle too. The back two joints, the front joint looks like brand new, but the back two behind the back two back here behind the behind the anchor bearing, or that front one there was shot. That was my wobble whenever I'd step on the throttle. But the problem I have is right here. We done got a little bit of a leak. So I'm going to cut this pipe right here. This is stainless in the front. I'm going to cut this pipe right in front of the clamp. And then I have 2 feet of 3-inch pipe right there. I'm going to go back here and cut it. And I just got those band clamps, so I didn't have to have this pipe flared or anything, because about the time I get it flared, it won't be flared enough and it just ticked me off. So I'm just going to use these band clamps I got from Napa and then fix this piece of pipe. So I thought it seemed like it was getting awful loud in the cab. And the worst part, it's always had, or I shouldn't say always, the last couple years it's had a little bit of a squeak. And it would only squeak when there wasn't a trailer hooked to it. Well, I'm pretty sure it was my pipe going to heck. But this part of the pipe, when I bought the truck, from this clamp to where it's welded right here, was like this, and then from there back was rotted off. My buddy owns a muffler shop. I had him redo the tailpipe, and by the looks of it, he should have replaced it all the way to the front here, but he didn't. So you see my transfer case that leaks oil, and there's oil all over underneath here. It's too bad it didn't start leaking about 20 years ago. The truck wouldn't be all rusted out. But so that's what I'm doing today. I'm waiting for my bride to get home with some floor dry so I can get this oil cleaned up off the floor. Not that I'm worried about hurting the concrete at all, because it's shot. You can't hardly roll it. You can't hardly roll the creeper or the floor jack across. And you can see right here there's a seam. I'm thinking that someday we might bust this out and pour new concrete and then slope it a little bit so it's sloped to the door. So if I were to wash something or whatever, the water run out the door. But So yeah, I get that exhaust put on the truck, and then I need to take them for a drive around the block and see if my trailer brakes aren't working. They worked last year, but I just did the trailer brakes in it 3 years ago, and I put all new magnets and everything in, but the magnets weren't really the problem. The ground was. Where the ground on each one of the brakes. So I got some new self-tappers and some stuff I'm going to try, and hopefully it's just the grounds are bad. I can just replace the grounds and the brakes work again. But I'm going to drive around the block first and just make sure. I can't remember with this trailer if, being it hasn't been hooked up since last fall, up in the gooseneck, the neck on the trailer, I can't remember if this trailer, if that gets rusty, if it takes a while and the brakes start to work. I can't remember if it grounds, makes a circuit through the ball or not on this truck, or on this trailer. And of course, my cattle trailer has been hooked to the truck all winter, so that one the brakes have been working in, so I don't know. One of them is kind of goofy like that, and I kind of think it's this one, but I'm not for sure. And if that is the case, I know in the wire harness there is a ground wire that comes up to the truck. But it might be that I have to run a ground wire to the trailer frame somewhere, you know, to make sure that it has a good ground back there somewhere. Maybe it's not even hooked up. I don't really know, but I need to investigate that because I have to run up to Baldwin and get that piece of equipment that I bought, and then my buddy the pig farmer is cutting hay right now, and normally there's a couple hundred bales I gotta haul when I run with him. So I'm going to work on this till the boss lady gets home, and then I'm hoping to run over and get some video of their hay bine cutting hay. So yeah, I'm just working on the old red here, trying to get him ready to roll before we start getting hot and heavy into hauling hay. But she's getting pretty rusty. It's the 99. And really, it's probably where a guy could send it to a body shop and fix the cab up pretty easily. I do have a new fender for this one right here. When I bought the truck, this fender came with it. Or a new fender that's already painted red came with the truck to replace this one. But my problem is I don't want an extended cab. I want to find a regular cab. And I really want to find a GM. But, you know, there's still some life left in this old girl. She's gonna have to keep working for now, because what I'm looking for, I cannot find anyone within 500 miles of here. Everything I've been finding is Oklahoma, Texas, way down south. I just can't believe that in Wisconsin or Minnesota nobody has a regular cab dually. Everybody has a 4-door dually, and this truck is a work truck. It's not a family cruiser, so when I replace it, I want a regular cab. I don't want a crew cab for hauling trailers around. It's just that much more truck to be driving across the fields and trying to turn in tight spots with trailers and whatnot. So, so yeah, that's what the plan is for the truck. Get that done. He'll be ready to roll. Then figure out my trailer brakes. I know last year the trailer brakes, I was having issues. One of them would work, and the other 3 I don't think were working, so it's due to work on that too. But, so yeah, I'm gonna change this pipe out quick, and then I'll show you guys once I get it in there. Alrighty. So, there you have it. Quick exhaust fix. Should be a little bit quieter in the cab now. I like it loud in the cab when I want it loud in the cab. And when I don't want it loud in the cab, I want to be able to roll out the windows. So, let's fire this big beast up. Listen to the rust rattle. Probably gotta dig the key out of my pocket. It'll do that till it warms up. know as much either, so. Alright guys, well, a little quick video on fixing the truck quick. It's all serviced, ready to roll. Like I say, as soon as my wife gets home, I'm gonna run over across the river. Hopefully he's still cutting hay when I get there. I'll get some video of their big hay bine rolling. They've got a big self-propelled hay bine. They've got 2 big square balers. He's supposed to be cutting some fields for another guy that they're going to cut it, rake it. I'm going to bale it for the guy. He wants round bales. And then this farm where should be cutting hay now, that all gets big square bale, but they've got 2 big square balers. So I got a round bale this weekend for this other guy, and then I'll be hauling hay with these guys, my pig farming buddy. So I'll try and get some video of that. Try and get video of us hauling bales and them cutting and whatever. Try and get video of them baling if we're not baling at the same time. But yeah, you can see they've got a Duramax, and then they've got a F250 Power Stroke, and then it should be this truck hauling hay. I don't know. Sometimes they actually have some of the hay sold out in the field, and then we load them right out in the field, and they take it from the field, but I don't know if they have any sold this year. Hay doesn't seem to be in short supply, so maybe they won't have any sold right out of the field, but I'll get some video of that. I know Cleat Trampler, however you say your name, I know you want to see videos of the skid loaders loading and unloading. Normally when we haul over here, we've got 873 loading out in the field because of 2-speed, and then we have a 773 back to buildings unloading. Like I say, the Duramax, the two-wheel drive dually with 11-foot flatbed. They load the flatbed on the pickup, and then it has a bumper pole, and they put 15 bales on the bumper pole trailer. The Power Stroke has a bigger gooseneck than I have, and they usually get 24 bales on him, and we can get 18 bales on my trailer, depending on how they're stacked. If my trailer had a 5-foot longer bed on it, we could get 8 more bales on it, but it's only got a 17-foot bed, so it's kind of messed up. But it is what it is, and I can't afford to buy another trailer right now, and this one works just fine. And honestly, for how old this truck is and beat up it is, probably don't want to haul more than 18 bales with it anyways. But the Power Stroke is pretty new and stuff, so we'll let him do most of the work. Although they get a kick out of it because when we're hauling with that one, he doesn't hold a candle to what this one can do coming out of the field. That thing is just a pooch. It's got the 6.0 with about $10,000 worth of money stuck into it, and it's a dead Fred even in Granny Low. But it is what it is. So anyways, I'll catch you guys on the next one.